Hey guys, I will show you now how we will take apart every part of the gun so you can clean it after you play the weekend or something else. Now you will use normally 3 types of keys and we will start right now. The first thing you want to do is to take off the screws from the grip. We have 3 screws, 2 in one side, 1 in the other side. We push this through so we can lose that screw. We turn, we flex it a little bit. You can see here is the regulator of the gun. Now we take the last screw. So now that we have taken out the grip, we can focus on the gun. We take the bolt out, so it will help us very much like to take it out. Now, on the low part of the gun we have 2 screws. The first one behind the grip, the front grip. It's a little strong, so we can just like use the long part of the key. And now the one on the back at the end of the gun, almost in the same line of the bolt. We just screw them. There is one small screw, and the other one is a little bit longer. So we just take that out. It goes pretty simple. Here, as you can see, there is the solenoid, there is this board, that is where they make the contact with the solenoid, and there is this will pass through. Always check here the O-rings, because sometimes those O-rings can get glued into the board on top. This is the board. This is your screen, your solenoid cable. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take first the solenoid screws. With the same key you use for the grip screws, we will take that out one by one. Nice. We will take off our solenoid cable from the board. Normally what I do, here as you can see, is also the block. Sorry, I lose focus a little bit. You can also lock your board with the configuration you like. There is the button. But here is the connector. Normally I use the key to pull out the cables, as you can see, and then we will take it out. We take out the cables, not that strong, and then we will pull it out with our fingers. It will be very simple, very easy. Nothing will break. You see, now our solenoid is coming out. So now for the board, we have 2 screws. One in the top left part and one on the bottom left part. When you see it like on the front. With the screwdriver that comes with your tools, you just unscrew that one. Up, we unscrew the second one. You have to push a little bit of pressure, so you can have that screw. You take him out. Nice. As you can see now, the board is free, the solenoid is free, and now we can remove the board from the frame. Why is that? Because on this design you cannot take the solenoid out if you don't put first the board, or you take out first the board. So you see, you will let it out. So we just take out our board with our battery. Nice. And those 2 are the buttons from the frame, or the buttons of the gun. You see, one button, second button. We grab those. We can clean them with that dirty or with paint, and now we can take out our solenoid. This is the trigger assembly. As you can see, it's all in one piece. That's why you have to remove the solenoid too and the board too, so you can have full access on that. There are 2 screws. We just remove them. A little longer. And as you can see, this is the trigger assembly. That is your frame. In your frame you will find the inside, the outside, also your reg. And now we will clean it up. Normally when you play in the weekend and you're playing a tournament, after the tournament you can clean it up deeply. It's better to keep it clean so there is no paint or something that might damage any electricals or whatever, the paint, whatever. It's always better to keep it like this. It's easy, pretty simple job. And as you can see, this is your frame. Now we will reassemble everything step by step. So at first you will grab your trigger assembly. The long screws are always the one on the trigger assembly, as you can see. And you will screw not totally, just like in a car, you will start one side, the other side. Exactly. So you don't damage the whole structure. You just start digging it up. When it becomes hard, just a little bit you will tweak it, and that's it. Not too much pressure. You should check that it's working, that it's not moving, and that will be it. Now we will put the buttons, but first you have to take out the protector of the charger, because if not, it won't let you to put the board on. And the buttons, don't forget the buttons. The buttons is always like a pain. Sometimes you push the board and you forget the buttons. So the button assembly is pretty simple. You just push one, push two, it goes in there. After you put the buttons, we will have to start with the solenoid. Why with the solenoid? Because if not, we won't be able to put after our our board. So we just take the cable, we put the solenoid, and then we put the board. As you can see, we just have to level it up with the holes from the screws. That's it. Easy peasy. Now we test that it goes in. Tack, tack. We check that everything is going inside. You check because it's aligned with the board and the opto switch. You can hear it like clacking. So that's ready. Also the board won't move. Nice. We can continue now. So now we will start with one of the screws, preferably start with the low screw. I will explain you why right now. We'll just put it inside and we will not screw it until the end. We will leave it a little game, so after you put it, you can find the correct way to put in the other hole. Exactly like this. We will screw that now. Up on top, down, and we have our board and the two screws completely aligned. And you can check because the protector will align perfectly. No force, no nothing. And if this align and the buttons align, it will work perfectly. All the structure now we have to attach the solenoid, the two screws, not the long ones. These ones are shorter than the ones from the trigger assembly. We screwed the same way we screwed the trigger assembly, one by one, and then at the end we apply the same force but different ways. Up, up. Not that strong, that's more. That's ready. We need to check that everything's aligned and working. Now we just have to put our solenoid cable on our board so it can work. Normally what I do here, because we have big fingers or something like that, I use a pair of pliers or even the screwdriver to push this head through the board. Don't ever make contact with both cables. If you see there is a little piece of cable and you make contact with both, you can short it, so you just press it up and that's it. And if not, and you want to check, just take a key and from one of the sides just put pressure on it. That's it. Never touching both cables at the same time. You don't want to shortcut everything. You just test. Up the eyes and it's clicking, so it's shooting. Perfect. So now we have to check the O-rings and the board. So as you can see, there is an O-ring over here that probably moved when I opened the gun, and it should be on the top here. So what do we do before we connect the guns? We just take the O-ring, we put it back on the right place, and now we can close the gun. Now you remember you have to put it on the first time on the top and then the back. Now you can realize that it's secure. Your gun won't move, or your frame will move from the top and the low frame. Now remember that you have two screws. One of them is longer and the other one is shorter. The longer one always, the longer one, as you can see, longer one, shorter one, the longer one always goes in the top, like behind the grip, the front grip. We just screwed that up a little tighter, yeah, and the second one is the small one that goes in the down the bolt. Screw that good. You just give a little bit of strength. Up, it's tight now. So that's good for now. Now we're going to put the grips back. We will clean them before. You can use a little bit of water or a wet like wipe or something to clean it. We will just do a fast cleaning here to show you guys how to put it. So on the top here, as you can see, there is like a little dent. That dent will be always go first. So we will start by the other side and we will put first the dent. It goes exactly here. Up, and we will check that everything will be aligned. We will put the screw, and after you will see the result. Let's screw this. Nice. Now we will also start from the top. We will put the top so it seals correctly, and after you will hear a click, a little click on top. Nice. You will double check that it's not moving, and you realize that is good because it's completely sealed. You can see that there is no openings or something on the sides. After you check that, you will put the two screws on the gun. You start from the low one, the lowest one. So there is pressure and they will not open or something. You continue to keep the grip on a little bit of pressure so you can screw back everything. You screw back. That should be good. You see, there is no like anywhere open, or there is no like waves or something. We can just put our bolt back. Nice. Straight, boop, and goes down, and that's it. That's for like deep maintenance of the gun. Thank you.